Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Heather and today I'm going to tell you about all the books that I want to read in August. Now, I am participating in one readathon for the beginning of August, but honestly the prompts aren't too bad. I have a fairly short list and one is digital. And then after that, I really want to treat myself to just see what I feel like reading, as well as what I have time for reading, as I will be starting to go back into school to start setting up my classroom and doing planning, so I won't have quite the lazy summer days that I have had. So first of all, the readathon I will be participating in is the Summer Mixtape-a-thon, I think, which is being run by Jean of Jean's Bookish Thoughts, and Lianne, her roommate, and a few of their friends as well. There are a couple prompts that are not book-related, so I'm going to skip those and focus on just the book-related ones. So one of the prompts is to read an unseasonal read, and for me, I thought I would go with the first part of Kristin Lavransdatter by Sigrid Undset, and part one is called The Wreath. This is a Norwegian classic. I think it was written in the 1920s and takes place in the 1400s. And I know nothing about Norwegian history. And Norway is, of course, known for being quite cold, so I thought that would make a lovely contrast, especially in 90-degree August heat that we sometimes get here. That's really all I know about this. I think this story follows Kristin Lavransdatter as she grows up, and each part focuses on a different part of her life. I think there are 4 parts total, but we will find out how much of that is correct. Another prompt is to read either a spicy book or a book with food. And I don't have really any books about food, but I do have this one, which has grapes on the cover, and that is The Emperor's Babe by Bernardine Evaristo. I have been dying to read some of Bernardine Evaristo's books, especially this one. This one you cannot find in the US. I don't know why. You can find others of Evaristo's works, but you cannot find this one, so I had to special order it. This sounds amazing. This is Bernardine Evaristo looking back at the year 211 during the Roman occupation of London and thinking about what it would be like to have been a black slave woman under the Roman emperor, or at least the governor of Londinium. That sounds fascinating. So I'm really excited to read it. Again, it's quite a manageable size, so we'll see how this goes. Thirdly, to read a book with nature on the cover, and for this I have chosen Bellwether by Susanna Kearsley. This cover is just gorgeous, and as you can see we have the water and the lovely tree, and I'm honestly not sure what this is about, so I'm just going to read you the back. Says, at a time of divided loyalties and family strife, forbidden love blooms between a captured French-Canadian lieutenant and the daughter of the house where he is an unwilling and unwelcome guest. Local legend has it that their story ended tragically, but centuries later, the clues they left behind slowly unveil another fate entirely. So it sounds very much like typical Susanna Kearsley, where there will be someone in the present uncovering this hidden story of some historical goings-on, and then we get to follow the historical love story as well. So I'm hoping this will be just as sweet and lovely as some of her other books that I've read, and yes, I'm very excited about it. Then there is either a book based on your favorite summer song or a free choice. So I'm taking the free choice option, and I don't know what that's going to look like yet. I want to wait and see what I feel like reading before I go further. And finally, another prompt is to read a book set in a different country, and both Kristin Lavransdatter and The Emperor's Babe are set in countries outside of the US. So that's that covered. The only other book that I know I definitely need to get to this month is my nonfiction for the month, Kristen Lavransdatter being my classic for the month. My nonfiction for the month is going to be The Making of Biblical Womanhood by Beth Allison Barr. And this looks at the way that people have twisted the way the church was meant to be set up, and indeed probably the way it was set up in the Roman era, and have twisted it to keep women subjugated and have made this doctrine when it was never meant to be. The author is, in fact, I think she's a scholar, and she is also a Baptist minister's wife, and she draws on a lot of her experience, especially of the #Church2 movement, which exposed a lot of the hypocrisy and a lot of the mistreatment of women within definitely Baptist, but I think just generally evangelical circles. And given everything that's going on in the US at the moment, I think this is a really, really important book to read, to feel like my views of women in the church are in fact valid and are in fact correct. And I hope it will give me some hope for going forward. Yeah, that's really all I can say about that so far. So there you have it. That is my very short August TBR at the moment. I could add any number of books to this list as I go through the month, but like I said, I wanted to keep my options open for a lot of mood reading. Let me know down below if you have any questions about any of the books that I mentioned, or answers to some of my questions that I voiced. And let me know if you are reading anything that you are particularly excited about this month. Until next time, be safe, be well, and happy reading. Bye everyone.